Well, good morning, good morning. Good morning from Massachusetts. I'm Jennifer from English with Jennifer, and I welcome you. Hello to you. I don't know where you all are. If you are a member and can join the chat, you can tell me what time zone you're in. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. For those watching the recording, thank you for taking time to catch up on what you missed. But this is live right now, and I'm excited to have other people join me. We have a small group. Hopefully those numbers will climb up and we'll see who can join us today. Let me take a look at my laptop to check for audio and video. Make sure everything is working well. Okay, it's looking good. If you would like to join the chat, click the join button. Joining makes you a member of my channel. That means you can join the chat at the monthly live stream. You can get follow-up tasks on the community tab after the live stream. You can also submit questions and requests in advance. So it gives you a little bit more if you become a member of my channel. It's only $1 a month. You also get access to a recorded, well, there's an archive of previously recorded live streams from the past. So it's about 13 hours or so of instruction. You also get some other cool perks, but the main ones are being able to join the live chat, sending in questions in advance, and getting that follow-up practice after the live stream. It's also a way to support my channel. So to current members, thank you for being a member of my channel. Okay, so let's see who's going to join the chat today. Hopefully some of the members or new members will join. We have about 30 to 60 minutes together. I always promise at least 30 minutes, but I usually love to go up to about an hour. Some requests were made, and so I have prepared some tasks to address those requests. And let me start by making some quick announcements. Let's see. I also got a quick warning from YouTube. I want to make sure again that audio and video are good. Let me check my laptop. Yeah, things look good over there. Hopefully I'll get confirmation in the chat soon. Let me work a little magic, and I want to share my screen. There we go. Let's see if you can see what I see. Okay. Well, hopefully you visit my channel quite often, if not every day, then at least a few times a week. See what's new. You can always check to see if there are announcements on the community tab. And what I'd like to call your attention to is this link right up here. Okay, so if you click on that main link, you come over here to a pronunciation toolkit. This is December. It's the month of giving. My gift to you is a pronunciation toolkit. It's free. This goes beyond the videos that I have on YouTube. The videos are a wonderful introduction to the 15 vowel sounds in English. And then obviously you should be practicing more if you really want to master those sounds. So my pronunciation toolkit is designed to help you get that independent practice with my model. So if you click, you will fill out your name, your email, and then click, and you will then get the download button. Okay, you'll be sent the download link by email, and then you can open up the kit, and you're going to get a 17-minute MP3 recording with my model of the 15 vowel sounds in American English. I give them in words, in phrases, and in sentences. There's also a final paragraph that puts everything together, so you also can do oral reading practice, again with my model. There's a short how-to video that'll guide you how to use all of this material. It's completely free, guys, so I'm inviting you again. Just come to my homepage, click on the link, you'll come to this page, say, yes, send me that free toolkit, fill in your name, your email, and get that toolkit today, okay? It's my gift to you, and I sure hope that you take advantage of this offer, okay? It's your free pronunciation toolkit in December. All right, let's take a look at what we have planned for today. In addition to the toolkit, I also wanted to tell you about Patreon. If you're not familiar, Patreon is a great place if you really want interaction. You need to be B2 or higher. So if you're not quite there yet, I'll hopefully in the future even tell you about other options to get to that level. But of course, the majority of my videos on YouTube are for intermediate students. So there are plenty of ways to study and gain practice in all skills. But once you're at the B2 level, I invite you to join me on Patreon. We have 2 live classes each month. Each class is 75 minutes long, about an hour of study, 15 minutes for Q&A. There are pre and post lesson tasks, so you do those independently, and I personally correct any submissions. You get immediate access to exclusive materials. There's community interaction and private messaging with me. We focus on all skills. It's an ongoing program. In December, we have our 2 lessons, our 2 group classes scheduled for December 8th and December 22nd. Usually we meet at 9 o'clock a.m. Boston time, but we'll see about the 22nd. We might change that to a later time for people in other time zones. All right. Okay. All right. So if you are B2 and higher and you've been looking for additional practice and interaction and support, check out Patreon. The link is there. It's also on my About page on YouTube. So the 2 great opportunities to consider right now, the pronunciation toolkit and Patreon, okay? Hey, I see some members finally appearing. If you want to join them, click the join button. I see Ma Hippo, hello, hello. I see Stunning Lad 1, hi there. And I see Kenneth Yip. Great to have you guys. If you want to join Ma Hippo, Stunning Lad 1, and Kenneth Yip, hit that join button. Okay. All right, moving along. We are going to start out with some vocabulary practice. We're going to talk about collocations for a moment. Collocations. What are collocations? All right. Collocations are how words combine, how we group words together, how we use those groups to build our thoughts. And it's wonderful to learn collocations because you will sound more natural in English. So if you know how people use a certain word and what other words they use that with, it's also easier to build your sentences. You can more quickly put ideas together with bigger chunks of language rather than individual words. So collocations are natural groupings of words. For example, I think you know these ones. Make a sandwich, right? We make a sandwich. We don't do a sandwich. We make a sandwich. Enroll in a course. Enroll in. Now you can register for a course, but you enroll in a course. What else can you enroll in? Enroll in a program, right? So when you learn a word like enroll, I would suggest going to a learner's dictionary and seeing what part of speech is it, verb, and how is it used? Does it require a preposition? What other kinds of words join with it? If it's a verb, does it take an object? What are common objects? Enroll in a course, enroll in a program. Heartfelt, you look in a dictionary, you see heartfelt is an adjective. Well, when can I use this word heartfelt? I understand by looking at the combination, you feel with your heart. Heartfelt wishes, heartfelt apology, heartfelt congratulations. So those are the first collocations that come to my mind. And it's very likely that if you asked a group of native speakers to use the word heartfelt in a sentence, we'd come up with similar phrases. We'd be using the same collocations because these are the natural groupings of words. And if you think you have an example for enroll or heartfelt, feel free to put that in the chat. Okay? Let me take a sip of my tea. Okay. All right. So what are we going to do? I want to see if you know some collocations. I have some tasks that progressively get more difficult. We're going to start with lower level words right here. Let me go a little bit bigger like this. I don't want to show any. I just want to show one at a time. Look at this. Promise, mistake, relationship. I think you know these words. These are general words that you need in everyday English. But how do we use these words? One of these three words in blue fits all of these phrases in bold. Which one word fits all of them? Those are collocations. Take a moment and read aloud or to yourself. Yes, give a speech. You can give a speech, you can make a speech, you do not do a speech, right? Again, it's very important to know how to use words so that you sound natural. Give a speech, make a speech. So you think, make a promise, make a mistake, make a relationship. Do we make a relationship? Sounds weird. Okay, so we're down to promise and mistake. Keep a promise, keep a mistake. One of those phrases does not sound natural to me. Hey, Rosario joined. Yes, okay, my members are on the ball today. Make a promise. I'm going to X these out. Okay, so again, perhaps you know the word promise, but how many collocations do you know with the word promise? Learn them. How do you learn them? A dictionary is a good place to start, but reading and listening will expose you to collocations, and you'll start to understand the common phrases that people use with a given word. So it's very important to get that exposure through listening and through reading. Make a promise, keep a promise, break a promise, a solemn promise. Solemn, very serious. A solemn promise. It's serious and you have no intention of breaking it. You're going to keep it. Okay. Another fun task that you can do is once you learn a short set of collocations is use them in a meaningful way. Some of you are beyond this level. I would say this word is around like A2, B1. You should know that. Well, solemn is a little bit more advanced. But here's what you can do. If you're intermediate, high intermediate, and advanced, challenge yourself. You look at these phrases and try to put them in context. So let me put my thinking cap on and I'll get creative in a second. Okay, what would I say? I made a promise to my friend and I really wanted to keep my promise, but then something happened and I ended up breaking my promise. It was a solemn promise and I felt so bad for breaking that promise. I will do better to keep all my promises because when I make a promise, I should keep a promise. Okay, so the idea is, can you challenge yourself to use these collocations? So you don't just want to study vocabulary, you want to put that word into use. Understand the grammar, know the collocations, and use them. Write out examples, speak the examples. This is something you can do with a study partner too. Two heads are better than one. Have you heard that expression? Perhaps the two of you together can come up with some kind of dialogue or conversation or short little story using make a promise, keep a promise, break a promise, a solemn promise. It could be a dialogue. I say to Ma Hippo, "You made a promise. I can't believe you broke that promise." And Ma Hippo says, "I'm sorry. I really meant to keep it. And I'm still angry." And I say, "It was a solemn promise." And Mahippa says, yes, I know. I'm so sorry I broke my promise. So again, you can do it alone. You can do it with a partner, and be creative. If you can be creative with language, it becomes more engaging and you gain confidence using it. Okay? Oh, that's a good one. Now, in this kind of exercise, of course, there's repetition. It's not very natural to use promise in every single sentence, but the idea is you need to use it and make the language stick, okay? So don't just passively look at something, actively use it. Promise, okay? Those of you who are not members, I'm sorry if you don't see the join button, but you can note these collocations and make your examples today. Make a promise, keep a promise, break a promise, a solemn promise, okay? All right, let's move on to the next one. There we go. How about that? Doot, doot, doot. Okay. Rate, pressure, fire. This is also, I'd say, general vocabulary. Rate, pressure, fire. Apply, blood, be under, peer. Which of these three words fit all of those phrases? Hey, Rosario, hello to you. I'm teasing you, my hippo. You are always on top of your work. And when you make a promise, you keep a promise. What do you think? Apply is like use. And that itself is a word that you should investigate to see how do we use the verb apply. Right? Apply has a couple different meanings, so you'd have to know whether we apply a rate, apply pressure, apply fire. Okay. All right, so blood rate, we talk about blood pressure, not blood rate. That's not an option. Blood fire, that sounds like really weird. Have a strange picture in my mind. I don't like it. So pressure is the word. You go to a doctor or a nurse and they measure your blood pressure. You can also apply pressure. If you apply pressure, you use it, you place it, you push it. So if you have a cut and you're bleeding, what do? You get something clean like a tissue or cloth and you apply pressure to make it stop bleeding. Apply pressure. Blood pressure, be under pressure, right? If there's a lot of stress, there are many demands in your life, you are under pressure to get things done. And if the pressure is coming from the people around you, people with whom you have equal status, the same age, same position, that is peer pressure, right? This is very common in childhood or in our teen years. You feel peer pressure from the people around you, other kids, other students. If they're doing something, you feel you ought to do the same thing. That's peer pressure. Apply pressure, blood pressure, be under pressure, and peer pressure. Okay. Again, challenge yourself. You think, could I possibly put all of this together? And maybe you can't. It's okay. Then write separate examples in different contexts. You could say, I went to the doctors and the first thing they did was that they took my blood pressure. Makes me more creative. Maybe, let's see. I don't know about apply, but I was thinking about a situation about peer pressure. You could say, let's think of a name. Guys, you can help members. Maybe you can think of a situation. Maybe we talk about John was under a lot of pressure. The peer pressure was growing. The peer pressure was getting to him. The peer pressure was building, right? He didn't want to do what? I don't know. Sometimes peer pressure has to do with things that you don't want to do or shouldn't do. You know, that could involve things like drinking, smoking, etc. But peer pressure could also be joining something, maybe. Maybe John never joined a club and didn't want to, or didn't want to play a sport. because he thought, oh, I don't know if I'll be too good at that. But the peer pressure made him sign up for a club. He was under pressure to join. And on the first day he walked in, he was so nervous, his blood pressure was going up. But he decided to apply, and they accepted him, and he joined the club, and it turned out to be a wonderful experience. Just an example. Off the top of my head, there's an expression. If I did it just now without too much planning, it's off the top of my head. You can create your own. And if you're thinking of examples for all the collocations in one for promise, or all the collocations in two for pressure, you're welcome to put an example in the comments. And again, the biggest challenge is trying to use all of what I just wrote in a single context. But if that's hard, you can break it up and put the collocations into different sentences and different contexts, different situations. Members, if you have your thinking caps on, feel free to contribute examples with the collocations. I imagine for most of you members, I know your level, you're quite advanced, but perhaps one or two of them might be less familiar or less part of your active vocabulary. So you could try using just this one, a solemn promise. That's probably one that you don't use as frequently as these. Right? Same thing here, apply pressure or maybe peer pressure, you don't use as much. So take even just one collocation and make an example. Okay? All right, we have a couple more. The level is now going to go a little higher. Output, focus, and impact. These words are a bit more challenging. Where do I take words when I want to study with students? It depends on their level. There are words from a list called the General Service List, and these are about around 2,000 some words that have been identified as the most commonly used words in English, and you need to know these words just for basic communication. So words like promise, you need to know. Output, focus, impact, these are more academic words. Some of you already know that there is an academic word list. You can search on Google for exercises that allow you to practice words from the academic word list. The abbreviation is AWL. So again, you can search for vocabulary practice, but you want to make sure that that practice is at your level. Those of you who are around intermediate or higher, you should make sure that you know the AWL, the academic word list. Okay. My hippo, my blood pressure dropped when I found out I had failed to keep my promise. Or it went up, right? So when you talk about levels and pressures, or any of our vital stats, they can go up, they can go down, they can increase, decrease, right? Rise, drop. Okay. All right. I see the words coming in. My members are helping me out, and they think impact is the word. This is the word that fits all of these phrases in bold. A huge impact, have a major impact, feel the impact, reduce the impact, correct, right? So impact, if you want to talk about the effect, the influence of something, that's the impact. Impact right here, I can use it as a noun. A huge impact, a major impact, a big impact, a significant impact. Again, these are collocations. If you asked a set of native speakers to give an adjective before impact, it is very likely that we would choose similar adjectives, if not the same exact adjectives. Those are collocations. Huge, big, major, significant impact. Positive impact, negative impact. But then I start running out of adjectives. There's a certain set that comes to mind very quickly because those are collocations, right? So not only can we put an adjective before impact, but you can talk about having some kind of impact, have a major impact, have a positive impact on who or on what. Okay. the impact of something, reduce the impact. So my members, I might invite you to take some collocations. I showed you how we can create stories or dialogues or just separate examples with 1 and 2. I might ask my members in the follow-up task to use collocations from set 3 and now set 4, and you can create your examples. Challenge yourselves. If you know this one, like a huge impact, you're like, oh yeah, I know that one. I've used that. But perhaps you've never used the verb feel. Feel the impact of something or reduce the impact. How can we reduce the impact of pollution? Right? Cars and other vehicles have a huge impact, a major impact on the air quality. And people in major cities feel the impact because it's affecting the quality of their air. It's sometimes difficult to breathe, right? So we need to reduce the impact of pollution, for example. Okay, and the last one, consult, coordinate, facilitate, all verbs. Which one of these 3 fits all of the phrases in bold? Take a moment, read to yourself. The first answer came in. Does anyone agree with Stunning Loud 1? Okay. And if you didn't know, let's say you were faced with such a task, again, learner's dictionaries. 2 of my favorite, Merriam-Webster, the Learner's Dictionary, which has been renamed as Britannica, and I also like Longman, the Longman Dictionary of Contemporary English Online. Longman gives both British and American pronunciation, and if there are any differences in grammar or usage, they also note that, okay? Yes, consult, okay? Facilitate is helping, all right? Making something possible, and coordinating. You can coordinate things, details, meaning you take care of those details to make something happen. Like we can coordinate our different schedules and arrange for meetings to happen. But a consult is about turning to someone and seeking advice. You need their help, you need their expertise. So you turn to someone and ask for help and advice, insight, etc. So they have expertise and you need to get something from their knowledge. You need to tap into their expertise. So you consult a doctor, consult a physician, consult a lawyer, because these kinds of people have special knowledge and they can help you with medical needs or legal needs. Also, I'm telling you to consult a dictionary when you need information about the grammar of a word or collocations. Consult a good learner's dictionary. Consult a teacher, yes. I can consult with other professionals. Sometimes a question comes up and I'm like, wow, I think I know the answer, but I'm not sure myself. I do research and I still have doubts. I consult with other teachers. I consult with other professionals. I consult with other authors of other grammar books because I'm not sure and I need confirmation. So we turn to people to get advice. We turn to people to get more insights or that kind of help. Again, practice using these collocations. If anything is new, use it. We say use it or lose it, right? So if consult is new for you, consult a dictionary and make sure you understand that it is a verb and the meaning is about turning to someone for advice and getting help, getting information and knowledge in a certain area. Okay? All right, super job. Okay? Collocations, super important. Okay. All right, if you have a language question, feel free to put it in the comments. You can do that if you are a member. If you're not a member and you see that join button, click on it and you can join the fun right now, okay? There are a few members active in the chat. It would be nice to see more. More importantly, is the follow-up practice that you can get on the community tab after this live stream. I'll be creating exercises. I'll put them on the community tab, and if you answer my questions, I will personally correct them. Okay, so join if you'd like to do that. Okay, so this is from a member. Let me go. Boop, boop, boop. It's a little bit too big. Hopefully you can see that. Can adverbs be prepositions? Can prepositions be adverbs? Okay, some of you thinking, oh, great question. Others are saying, grammar or parts of speech. Do I need to know this? It helps. It helps to have familiarity with grammar. If you understand the basics of grammar, you understand how the words fit together, and you'll have more confidence building your sentences, both when you speak and when you write. If you have awareness of the parts of speech, it can help you catch a mistake or fix a mistake. So that's why this kind of grammar is useful. Okay? You know what? Interesting. Let me come back. My hippo. Super, super. Let me consult, by the way. Look, these examples, consult plus object, transitive verb. Consult with also takes an object, but this is the object of the preposition. So with, preposition, not an adverb. Prepositions take an object. Object plus noun, object plus pronoun. You can consult people. You can consult things. If you use consult with, you only use it with people. So that's important. What a great question. I'm glad you asked that one. So consult someone, consult something, consult with someone. So to answer your question, you don't consult, unless you think of ChatGPT as a person, but we're not there yet. Consult ChatGPT because it's a thing. It's artificial intelligence. Okay? Hey, Natalia. Good to have you here. Welcome, welcome, Natalia. Very glad to have you. Okay. All right. So consult can use a preposition if you're talking about people. Okay. And that actually ties nicely into this question. The word with is a preposition. Could with be an adverb? I can't think of any example. No. Some words can be adverbs and prepositions. The answer is yes. There are adverbs that can be prepositions. There are prepositions that can be adverbs. But not all prepositions can be adverbs. Some can, some aren't. Some don't do that. So you need to be able to look at a sentence and think, how are those words being used? Okay, so look at 1A, B, and C, and I'm calling your attention to the word in. Everyone smiled when she walked in the room. Everyone smiled when she walked in. She looked great. She wore a faux fur coat. Faux fur is really in right now. Faux from French, false, fake. It just sounds nice to my American ears, not to wear fake fur, but faux fur. The first thing you need to remember is that prepositions have objects. Most of the time, or a lot of the time, those objects follow the preposition. However, there are situations when the objects are not exactly after the preposition. I have videos on that, so check out my playlist on prepositions and my playlist on grammar to learn more. But this has an object, so this tells me not an adverb, it's a preposition. Okay, let me put this over here. Preposition, sorry. Preposition. And I'll make that a little bit smaller. Okay. Everyone smiled when she walked in. I don't see any object, do you? No. So how did she walk? She walked in, she walked around, she walked there. Some people, would I say it's a phrasal verb? I'd just say she walked in, she came in, she entered. I think walked in, I'd see that as an adverb. Yeah, my hippo agrees with me. Stunning lad agrees with me, right? She walked there. She walked in, right? So it's an adverb of place. We were telling place or direction. Really in, this you have to understand is being used somewhat idiomatically. If faux fur is really in, it's really fashionable, it's trendy, it's stylish, it's what's popular right now. If it's in, it's the thing to do because it's popular, it's stylish, it's fashionable. So I'd identify that one as an adjective. So isn't that interesting? The word in could be a preposition, adverb, or adjective. This might be new for some of you. It's conversational to talk about what's in, what's out, right? People who are fashion conscious want to know what's in. Should you be wearing, high boots or short boots or what? Okay. All right. So let's do a few more together. Number 2, focus on the word to. I look forward to meeting him. I'm equally excited to meet her. The bus is slow. Let's walk to the store. Can you identify the part of speech, A, B, and C? Rosaria, I know 1C was tricky. I think that might be new for some people to use in as an adjective. It's not as common as using in as a preposition. But if it's new, create an example, right? Tell me, what do you think is in right now? I usually think of fashion when I think of in as an adjective, in. Yep, I am in with the in crowd. Yeah, the in crowd. Now the in crowd. The in is an adjective. Which kind of crowd? The in crowd. The crowd that is popular. That's a good collocation. The in crowd. You can note that. Thank you, Stunning Lad 1. Okay, A. This is tricky, isn't it? You see 2 and you think, wait, there's an object. Maybe that's a preposition. You have to be able to recognize that actually all of this is a phrasal verb. Okay, so what do we have when we make a phrasal verb? A phrasal verb has a verb, like look, and then these other words, I know they look like adverbs and prepositions, but we call them particles, because what's really happening is they're grouping together, and the verb and the particles are considered one thing, one unit. It's a phrasal verb. And that one phrasal verb could have an object, be transitive, or not have an object, be intransitive. So look forward to is actually a transitive phrasal verb. So look forward to is a transitive phrasal verb that takes an object, which means that to is called a particle. Phrasal verbs, verbs plus particles, 1 or 2 particles. Look forward to is actually a 3-part phrasal verb, verb plus 2 particles. And it has an object. Look forward to what? Look forward to doing what? And that's why we have ing, because this is a gerund. Gerunds function like nouns. Nouns can be objects. Look forward to meeting him. Hey, Manuel. On a roll is the good collocation. You were on a roll? Well, members are on a roll today, answering questions, doing a good job. Okay, what did you guys say for 2? 2C, preposition. Think about it. 2C, what else? C. Oh, so C. Oh, go back to B. Yes, my hippo. You got it. Infinitive. Yep. So this is a common mistake. Why, again, are we talking about grammar? Why is this important? You think, how does this help me? You're going to avoid mistakes. This happens quite often in emails. People say, I look forward to talk to you. I look forward to see you. I look forward to hear from you. And look forward to is a transitive phrasal verb. You need an object, and gerunds can do that. So you need to say at the end of your email messages, I look forward to seeing you. I look forward to hearing from you. Okay? Gerund. Number 2B, this is an infinitive. I'm equally excited to do what? To see her, to meet her, to talk to her. Excited plus an infinitive. That's excited plus a complement. Okay? The bus is slow. Let's walk to the store. Yes. My members are telling me it's a preposition, and I agree with you. Okay? Where are you going? This prepositional phrase is telling us the direction. Where is she going? She's walking to the store. Okay? Prepositional phrases generally function either as like adverbs or adjectives. Here it's more like an adverb in the sense it's answering the question where. Where did she go? Let's walk there. Let's walk to the store. Preposition. So again, awareness of the parts of speech is important because it's awareness of how the words fit together correctly, accurately. This is a great example of understanding grammar and how that understanding allows you to write accurately. If anything is new here, practice using it. Take some notes right now and say, ooh, I think I made that mistake sometimes. Look forward to. Create 1 or 2 examples with look forward to. I look forward to the party. I look forward to going to the party. I look forward to the meeting. I look forward to attending the meeting. Okay? And I think I have just a couple more. She's not here. She's away on business. Everyone needs to get away and experience a change of scenery. Please move away from the door. How am I using the word away? Manuel, fond of documenting so when I sleep in the morning. Oh, I've done that, Manuel. Reading a book or watching something can be so engaging, and you tell yourself it's time to go to sleep, but you're so engaged, and it's so hard to pull away from your screen. So what I'd say, Manuel, in your sentence, I'd say, I'm fond, right? Fond is the adjective, so I'm fond of watching. That's a great phrase, good collocation. Fond of what? I'm fond of watching documentaries. So when I sleep in the morning, oh, that's a good one. Look how you use in 2 times. Isn't that great? Sleep in is a phrasal verb. In the morning is a prepositional phrase. It may sound weird to have in, back to back, but it's correct. That's a great example to study. Manuel wrote, so when I sleep in the morning, it's because I was hooked. I would say hooked to it. I was hooked to it till 3 in the morning. Okay? So definitely add the verb be, I'm fond of watching, and then I change hook to it. You get hooked to something, you get addicted to it. Yes, Manuel, faux is a French word. It sounds sophisticated to my American ears, though. All right, the answers are coming in. She's away on business. What would I say? She's away. Yeah, I'm thinking adjective too. This is my adjective. Because she's not here, she's away. Sometimes we also have phrases like that, like she's not in right now, she's away. And we're using away to mean that they're not available. So I feel that in that sense, we're using it like an adjective. And I agree. Rosaria, what did you write? Yeah, get away. Everyone needs to get away. Agreed. That's a phrasal verb. I agree. Get away. And we'll write intransitive phrasal verb, no object, which means away is a particle. When you get away, it's like you leave your regular location and you sort of take a break. So you get away, you remove yourself from the usual place and travel, have a vacation. Everyone needs to get away and experience a change of scenery. And last one, please move away from the door. What did you guys say? Yeah, I'm going to agree with my hippo there. Move away. Where do I want you to go? Away. So from the door, this is my prepositional phrase, from the door. But move away. I'm telling you to go there, move there, go there, move away from the door. Okay, so you can see how an adverb can be followed by a preposition. Right? I'm going to hold off with number 4, and you'll get a quick glimpse, but that's going to be on... Number 4 will be for my members. I'll give you practice in the community tab. So one of the things you'll do is you're going to make sure that you can identify a small word as an adverb, a preposition, adjective. How is it functioning in the sentence? Okay, super job. Let's go to the second question that I received. A viewer wrote this yesterday or the day before. I'll watch the movie next Sunday. What part of speech is Sunday? A noun? If you think about it, you're like, wait a second, look at that sentence. Okay, subject, I, will watch, verb, the movie, object, and then we have this, next Sunday. And you're thinking, Sunday. Isn't it a noun? How do we say object plus noun? It's kind of weird. So, good question. How is it working? Yes, Sunday is a noun. So, for example, we make it a subject. Sunday is not a work day. We can use it as an object. I enjoy my Sundays. And I can also make it countable. One Sunday, all my Sundays, plural. Let's watch a movie on Sunday. This is also an object, but an object of a preposition. So yes, days of the week can be treated like nouns, which means they can be subjects and objects. Also subject complements. My favorite day of the week is Sunday. That's a subject complement. But we can also use them as adverbials, answering the question when. Okay? So watch this. I think I want to go like that. I could say, let's watch a movie on Sunday. I could also take out the preposition and just say the day of the week. This is possible. It's acceptable. Let's watch a movie Sunday. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing Sunday? In conversation, we do this. I don't necessarily have to say, what are you doing on Sunday? Like, what are you doing Sunday? What are you doing Friday? How about Saturday? I don't say, how about on Saturday? How about Saturday? It's understood. So I can take out on, use the day of the week, and it still functions like an adverbial, answering the question when. However, if we move that, the time word, to the front of the sentence, we really should be using the preposition. It sounds a little bit too fragmented just to say, Sunday we watched a movie. Perhaps if you're listing lots of days, what did you do every day last week? Monday we did this, Tuesday we did that. You could, with enough context, you might be able to drop it, but usually in the front we would keep on. But in the final position, we might drop it. So I'm just saying, be aware. It's not considered a mistake to drop on. It's understood, right? So I can't meet on Tuesday. Let's meet Friday. Are you busy? So that's possible. Please move on the pathway. I'm going to catch the car in the garage. Manuel, that's a silly example. How would you catch the car? Yes, Manuel. So Sunday, you can make days of the week plural. I love Fridays. I hate Wednesdays. Wednesdays are known as hump days or singular. Wednesday is the hump day, right? The middle of the week. And once you get over that hump, the rest of the week goes faster. So yes, we can make days of the week plural. Okay. So what do we do with days of the week? We often use adjectives and determiners, little words before the day of the week to modify it. And then not just that word, but the whole phrase answers the question, when? Next Sunday, this Sunday, every Sunday, most Sundays, right? And again, I don't have to say on most Sundays, just most Sundays. Most Sundays are relaxing for me, right? Every Sunday, I do this. Every Sunday, I do that. So if any of these patterns are unfamiliar or new to you, create an example. Okay? Members, if you're watching and you want to post an example in the recording, in the comments of the recording, you're welcome to do that as well. Okay? Members, if you want to tell me what you're doing this weekend, you can tell me about what's happening this Saturday. Or what's happening tonight, right? Or you can tell me what happens on the weekends. The same patterns hold true with week and weekend, by the way, right? Next weekend, this weekend, every weekend, most weekends. Next week, this week, every week, most weeks. Most weeks are pretty busy. This week is lighter. Most weekends, right? So we tend to use these phrases as adverbials. Oh, very good. Yep, every other Sunday, right? So there are different words that fit before the days of the week to specify how frequently something happens. Is everyone familiar with the example Manuel posted? Every other, we're skipping. So if there are 4 Sundays, we're not talking about every Sunday, but every other. So we're skipping every two weeks. Every other Monday, every other Friday. I have a piano lesson every other Thursday. So on Thursday mornings, not every week, but every other week, I go to have my piano lesson. Okay? All right. Super duper, guys. So, ask those questions you learn, and questions get asked. I do my best for questions to get answered, but we learn by asking questions, and we learn by listening to other questions that people ask. And if you have a study buddy or there's somebody studying English and they have questions, take on the challenge. Try to answer it to the best of your ability. Consult resources to get answers. Search for them. And of course, you can always consult a teacher and ask. Okay? All right, so let's move on to the final task. And this will lead into one more task that my members are going to do. So I'll give you, oops, wait, poop, poop, poop. Oh no. Anyways, okay. Writing challenge 1. There's a second one that I'll post for my members. One of the topics on Patreon in December is probably going to be moving from formal to informal and informal to formal. There was a tie. My members always choose a topic, and some people want to focus on fast speech and understanding fast speech and conversation, and then some others want to work on the register, right? Formal to informal, informal to formal. Both are important skills. We try to work on all skills every month in some way. So if that sounds valuable to you and you are B2 and higher, please consider joining me on Patreon. But right now, all of you here are going to get this practice. This is important. You need to be able to communicate at a level that is appropriate for your audience. Now, and you need to understand that keeping the same level all the time isn't going to be appropriate all the time. Maybe you love formal academic vocabulary, but there are times where using that kind of language is going to create a disconnect or a distance from your audience, and they're thinking, why is he or she talking like that or writing like that? Aren't we friends? So you need to understand that sometimes language has to be adjusted. Sometimes we do need to be more formal. Other times we need to go down and be less formal and be more relaxed and casual. Also, you want consistency in your tone. You don't want to mix the registers using very polite, formal language in one sentence and then becoming very casual and relaxed in the next. So awareness of formal and informal English is very important. And if you are high intermediate to advanced, you need to master that skill and gain confidence in moving up and down, right? If there's like a range of formality, how comfortable are you in adjusting your language when you talk, when you write, okay? Every other day, go for a walk instead of I'm going. Okay, so some examples are coming in. Okay, let me read it. We'll see also if I catch any mistakes. This weekend, I'm going to put up all the Christmas decorations, inside and outside. Some of my neighbors have already beat me to it. But between you and me, I think they jumped the gun. They said goodbye to Thanksgiving before December 1st. Some houses, by the way, go all out with flashing lights everywhere. I'm going to keep it simple but festive. Okay. How do I know that there's room to make this more formal? I see use of contractions. Contractions are less formal, right? I also see idioms, beat me to it, jump the gun, go all out. These are idiomatic. Phrasal verbs especially tend to be idiomatic. So using phrasal verbs and idioms also usually lowers the register. Doesn't mean you can't use phrasal verbs in more formal writing, but usually more phrasal verbs suggest a lower level of formality. There's often a one-word academic equivalent that we could find to be more formal. So one of the things we're going to do here is change things around. Like, let me see. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to copy in this so you can see the difference. Boop, boop, boop. And I'm going to switch this. So we can see a difference. The first thing I'm going to do is change all of these. Okay. I'm seeing stunning lad beginning with but. Yeah, you can do this. It's fine. In more formal writing, I would suggest exploring possibilities and think about a different contrast word like however, nevertheless, or we might use although, even though, and create a complex sentence. Okay? Which is your opinion? And I'd say what, by the way, Manuel. Use what with that question. What is your opinion? What's your opinion? One thing, oh, by the way, even if you're writing casual, please avoid that kind of spelling. Even if you're writing super casually, it's something that we say, but we really shouldn't write. The wanna, gonna, okay? It is a different future form. Good. This weekend, I'm going to put up all the Christmas decorations. Put up is fine. It's a phrasal verb. Put up is like to assemble, to decorate, to hang them, right? Inside and outside. Also, use of dashes tend to be more typical of informal writing. So you want to use dashes sparingly and not put them all over the place. Okay, maybe sometimes you could use parentheses instead. I might sit this weekend. Time phrases often are set off with a comma. How about if we just take the verb? Instead of decorations, we could do decorate. I plan to decorate my home for Christmas, inside and outside. I plan to decorate my home for Christmas, inside and outside. Or you could say, I plan to decorate the inside and outside of my home. You could do that as well. I plan to decorate my home for Christmas, inside and outside. Or I plan to decorate, I could do this, the inside and outside of my home for Christmas. Some of my, do you guys, from context, guess if you don't know it. Some of my neighbors have already beat me to it. But between you and me, I think they jumped the gun. What did they do? They said goodbye to Thanksgiving before December 1st. Exclamation points tend to be somewhat emotional. We usually control our emotions a bit more in formal English. Shall have already done, okay. That's a great topic, by the way, is future plans. What verbs do we use, right? If you've already decided, it's more likely you will use be going to. And I put it on my calendar, Christmas decorations this weekend. So I'm going to decorate my house. I'm going to put up the decorations. I use be going to because it's a future plan, immediate future, and I've made the decision. If I'm thinking aloud, I often switch to will. Yeah, I'm putting up decorations, but you know, if I finish early, maybe I'll watch a movie later, a Christmas movie. That is a plan that I'm making as I speak, so I switched from be going to will. Okay? Ahead of, or ahead of me. Neighbors are, yes, are ahead of me in this task, tradition, or you could say are ahead of me in this holiday tradition. We can use that. Some of my neighbors. So what are we saying when they beat me to it? They did it first. But jumping the gun means they did it too early. Yes, they did it before me, but maybe they started too early. Jump the gun is an idiom related to a running contest, you know, if a race, where the person has the starting gun, and once the runners hear the gunfire, they know it's the start of the race. And if someone starts running before the shot, they jump the gun. So the idiom jump the gun is they started too soon. So that's my personal opinion. They jumped the gun because they said goodbye to Thanksgiving before December 1st. Okay, this weekend I plan to decorate the inside and outside of my home for Christmas. Some of my neighbors, and again, you also want to consider reducing. If you don't need words, it's often nice to take them out just to be more concise. So it's understood. If I'm talking about me, and I'm already using the first person, you know from context that they're my neighbors. Some neighbors are ahead of me in this holiday tradition. I would take out but in that initial position. Between you and me is also somewhat conversational. Yeah, Usain Bolt's fastest guy in the world, isn't he, still? Yes, I like that suggestion, Stunning Lad 1. However, I think they have done so too soon. Because between you and me is I'm offering an opinion, like I'm not telling them, but I'm telling you. So it's an opinion. So instead of using between you and me and jump the gun, let's use however. I think they have done so too soon. That's nice. They said goodbye to Thanksgiving before December 1st. That's fine, okay? By the way is conversational. If you really want to use that, a more academic equivalent would be incidentally. You could use incidentally, maybe I have noted, I've observed. But we can try incidentally. That might be new for some of you. By the way is casual, incidentally, a little bit more formal. Oh, that's a nice one. They've been a bit premature. Oh, sorry, typo. Go all out. Go all out. So some people have just a few decorations. Some people have lots of decorations with flashing lights on their roof and on their windows and near their mailbox. They do everything to extreme. It's exciting, but it's a bit much. So some houses maybe go to extremes. Go to extremes. Or the extreme. Go to extreme. And look, I'm like, what do we say? Let's double check. What do we say? Do we say go to extreme? I wonder if that's recognized. Go the extra smile, extreme. Well, that didn't help as much. Go to extremes. How about we say, go to extremes? And you say, yes. Okay, Oxford is saying go to extremes, plural. Okay, that's what we're going to say. Go to extremes with flashing lights. Go to extremes with flashing lights everywhere. I think we can raise that to a higher level and say, I prefer to keep it simple but festive. That works. Or I prefer simplicity. Something like that. Oh, did I forget? Where did I forget that? Line 1. Decorate of my home. Thank you. And when we're done, which I think we're getting towards the end, we read aloud to proofread. Okay? This weekend, I plan to decorate the inside and outside of my home for Christmas. Some neighbors are ahead of me in this holiday tradition. However, I think they have done so too soon. They said goodbye to Thanksgiving before December 1st. You know what I'd say? You could also join. I see. Why do I consider them early? I can use for, one of the fanboys, and this means because. It's a bit more formal, and if that's what we're shooting for, we can use it. I think they have done so too soon, for they said goodbye to Thanksgiving before December 1st. That could work. I am to hold it simple. It is my plan, my wish, my intention to keep it simple, but festive. That's cheerful, festive, both are fine. Festive is not conversational, it's just a general word. But cheerful is a nice synonym, but because we're talking about the holidays, we'll keep it as is, festive. Okay? And what is... No, we're going to... See, they're saying, why not? You can do. You can switch it to did so. Word is making a suggestion to be more concise. Instead of using have done, use did. It also is probably more common in American English to use the simple past that way. Both are correct. Have done so, did so. Doesn't matter. Okay? All right, so that is one way, or one example we've done to move from formal to or rather informal to more formal. And my members will get an opportunity to take an informal text and go up and register. Okay, that'll be for my members. And as we wind down, I'm going to part with a final affirmation for you to say today and maybe every day this weekend. My mindset is my superpower. I've shared some affirmations. I'll share a new one tomorrow on social media. But if we have the right mindset, we can do a lot, like we did today for 1 hour and 9 minutes. We've studied English together. Our mindset is our superpower. With the right mindset, we can accomplish and achieve a lot, right? So, members, visit the community tab for your follow-up tasks. They're coming soon. If you have questions, I haven't seen any questions. I've been trying to stay on top of them, but remember, we'll have another live stream. We have live streams monthly. It's a great chance to send in questions, and I will build tasks based on your questions. Thank you to new and old members, new and old kind-hearted patrons on Patreon. Again, somebody recently, Shatri, she pledged $2 a month. Thank you, Shatri. I wanted to say thank you again to her. And don't forget, guys, if you have not received your free pronunciation toolkit, you can act today. It's the link on my YouTube page. Again, I'll show you right here. If you come, click, you'll get to the opt-in page and just say, yes, Jennifer, I want the clear pronunciation toolkit. Put your name, your address, and it's all there. Okay? Alrighty, guys. So let me work my magic. Coming here. Yes, your mindset is your best friend. That's another way to think of it, right? Have the right mindset, guys, and have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for studying with me. We went over the hour. Thank you to the members who stayed for the full time, and thank you so much. Oh, Stunning Lad 1, thank you. So generous. I appreciate the super chat. Okay. Everyone, take care, and we'll be in touch. I don't know if I'll be able to go live again near the holidays. If I can, I will, okay? Do follow me also on Instagram, because I definitely have at least one live planned. On Instagram, I'll be going live with another teacher in December. There could be other live events. So remember to follow me both on YouTube and on Instagram, okay? Have a wonderful weekend. Members, I'll see you on the community tab. And take care, everyone. All right. Stunning Lad 1, Susanna, thank you. Mahippo, thank you. Manuel, take care. New members, Natalia, Rosario, thank you. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.